Hello my dear positive vibers, welcome to another mind-blowing recipe. Today we are making sardine bread, guys. I am super excited to be bringing this recipe your way. One thing I always like doing when baking bread is proofing my yeast, because sincerely I don't want to end up with a dough that will refuse to rise as a result of bad yeast. Imagine yourself having a very yummy recipe but ending up with a bread that looks like bread without yeast. So I started by proofing my yeast. Then I put in my egg in a bowl. In another separate bowl, I'm going to be mixing the dry ingredients, my flour, my sugar, salt, and any flavor of your choice. You can as well put milk flavor, powdered vanilla flavor. Then I'm going to be adding milk to my wet ingredients before I mix the dry ingredients with the wet ingredients to form a dough. While other recipes call for butter and flour first, this my recipe, butter is literally the last thing I'm going to be putting before kneading. And please do not forget, when a recipe calls for 3 cups of flour, mind you, you need to keep half, that's outside the 3. You need to keep like half cup of flour that you use during the kneading process, because when you are kneading, you need to keep sprinkling flour. The reason why I made emphasis on the sprinkling is because some people can use literally an entire cup of flour during kneading, which will affect the recipe entirely. You're going to cover your dough and let it sit for at least an hour or until it doubles in size. While we are waiting, without so much waste of time, we're going straight into making the filling. The first time I am trying this particular type of recipe. The last time I made sardine bread was not like this. But one thing I personally believe is that there is always room for improvement. So I decided to take it on another level by making a sardine sauce for this bread. The ingredient is simple. Basically, you use your sardine oil, onions, pepper, tomato paste, lest I forget. Then you're going to add in the sardine itself and mix it together. Then you set it aside to cool off. You can season it with any seasoning of your choice. I use seasoning cubes and salt for this. So guys, as we continue making our sardine bread, I want to tell you a story that is not just about bread but about life. We all have dreams, but sometimes we let excuses rob us of action. While our dough is rising, let me share the story of David, a man who learned the hard way that waiting for the perfect time can be the biggest form of laziness. David grew up in a small town. His mother loved baking and taught him recipes after school. He always dreamt of opening his own bakery one day. But David kept saying, I'm waiting for more money. I'm waiting for the right equipment. I'm waiting for motivation. He told himself he wasn't lazy. He was just preparing and planning. Even though preparation and planning is key in execution, each of his excuses felt reasonable. But little did he know he was dressing up laziness as preparation. He kept telling himself he wasn't lazy, he was planning, he was researching, but weeks turned into months, months turned into years. His oven stayed cold, his dream stayed cold. He would scroll on his phone, seeing people who started with less than he had and still succeeded, yet he couldn't take that first step. It's funny how dough rises on its own, but dreams don't. They rise only when you walk them. Now, my beautiful people, here's one thing I notice about excuses. They multiply. Just like yeast in warm water makes dough expand, giving space to excuses makes them grow larger and larger until they swallow your dream. David had a whole bakery of excuses, and each new excuse gave him permission to do nothing. Every day he postponed, his confidence shrank a little. He told himself, tomorrow. Tomorrow came next week. Next week became next year. He was living in a kitchen full of ingredients but never baking. Meanwhile, his notebook of recipes grew thicker. Notes, sketches, lists of dream pastries but without action. Those notes were like flour without water, powder that never became bread. So if I may kindly ask, what are the lessons that we can learn from David's kitchen of excuses? In my own point of view, excuses are comfortable, but they are deadly. They stop you before start. If you're waiting for the perfect time, you wait forever. Number 2, small action creates big energy. Start with what you have. Bake the first loaf. Test the first idea. Action beats perfection. Consistency beats perfection. Tiny steps daily outperform big leaps delayed forever. Even a flawed loaf is better than an uncooked dough. Now, my beautiful people, As I put this sardine bread into the oven and out, let it be your reminder your dreams are like dough. They only rise when you walk them. Don't wait for the perfect time. Don't let laziness hide behind excuses. Start kneading your life today with whatever spoon or oven you have. One small loaf can lead to a bakery. One small step can change everything. Thank you for baking with me today. May your kitchen always smell of courage, and may your hands always find strength to knead the life you deserve. Until next time, I love you and God bless you. Thank you guys. Bye.